Good morning, everyone. I thought for today we would get back into our silver glass studies with some Reichenbach Iris Dense Blue. So here we go, guys. This is Reichenbach. Reichenbach Iris Dense Blue. And Reichenbach is another glass manufacturer. They make regular opaque glass. They make transparent glass, and they make silver glass. So it's another silver glass manufacturer right up there with Double Helix. They make glass in 96 COE, and this is 104 COE. So when you get it, the glass, it's a cobalt blue kind of color. It's very pretty just on its own. And when I first got it, I was like, I wonder, is this reduction glass, striking glass? Does it do both? And I think for this glass, the Iris Dense Blue, it's just a reduction glass. So I want to take it through its paces and just kind of walk you guys through what I found out. Unfortunately, there's not as much information about the Reichenbach glass as there is for Double Helix. So I really had to kind of punt on this one and just kind of play with it a lot to see what it does. But certainly check out Lampwork, etc., as well as the two blogs, Mind Melt and Dragon Jewels, for more information. Just do some homework before you get started with it. It's really a beautiful glass, and I think it kind of rivals the Double Helix Triton as far as the colors it produces. So let's get started and see what we can get. All right, here we go. Just like the Double Helix glass, this glass is kind of expensive. So I went ahead and I made a base bead of just a Fetre Super Clear. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this glass over the Super Clear, just like a regular glass, not doing anything special right now. I will say this glass is very nice to work with. It's really smooth, but it does take a little bit of heat to get it to melt. So I have my torch, my new torch, set on just a slight oxidizing flame. There's a really small hiss coming out of it. So yeah, I don't want to reduce it before I'm ready. So I always try, when I first lay down this silver glass, I'm going to use a very small oxidizing flame. The other thing that I've noticed about this glass as I heat it up is it will tend to pit, or I don't want to say burn, because I don't know if you can burn it, but you will get some pitting if you have your torch set too high. And it was funny because when I first saw the pitting, I was like, oh my gosh, I did think I was burning it. And then I thought, well, maybe the silver is rising to the top of the glass. And then I did some homework and it said, oh no, it's subject to pitting. And I go, that's what that was. So I don't see any pitting right now, but I have really slowed down a lot on this glass. So let me go ahead and shape it. Now, when you use this glass just by itself, one of the things you'll see, if it's too hot, you'll get pitting. I can't believe I don't have any right now. That's awesome. I'm doing it right. One of the things that you'll notice is that it will get kind of a stripy marbling, and there will be some blues and some greens that come out of this glass when you first start to use it. And there you can see how it's kind of got that mottled look. That's like starts of my pitting. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of heat this up. I'm going for a reset, and then we'll reduce it. I think I found a way to do these little studies by doing one bead. So I'm resetting this right now. Now on the reset for reduction glass, I'm not going to get it screaming super hot. I don't think you need to do that with the reduction glass. I think that's just with the striking glass that you have to get it really, really hot, but not so much on the reducing glass. Okay, let me let this cool and we'll be back for a reduction. Okay, my bead is cool, and there you can see kind of the colors. I got a little bit of that modeling of kind of a medium cobalt with a dark cobalt on it, but it's pretty. It's pretty just by itself. Okay, as far as reducing this bead goes, if you guys remember from our flame video, there's two types of reducing flames. There's a reduction flame where you add propane, and you get a really sharp tip on your reduction flame. So when I go ahead and I reduce it in there, and maybe this is just me, I don't know, I'll get like a silver reduction on this when I have a reduction flame. Come on, glass, reduce. I gotta take off my glasses because I can't see a thing. There we go. Now it's starting to reduce. So when I use a reduction flame, I get a very silvery kind of luster on this bead. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. What? There we go. It's silvery, which is pretty. It's nice, and it'll be a great pearlescence when we encase it. But let me go ahead and reset this glass and let it cool. What I found was when I use a reduction flame with a pointy cone on it by adding propane, I get a very silvery kind of luster. But when I reset it and let it cool and use a brush flame where all we're going to do is reduce the oxygen. See, now I got that fluffy brush flame. And when I put it in the brush, I get more of a blue luster. So this glass, I don't know, like I said, maybe it's me, but this glass, it really seems like I get a different type of luster depending on whether I use a reduction flame or a brush flame. And to be honest, I really like the blue kind of luster on this, so I like to use a brush flame. Oops, that's too brushy. And again, you can do as many reductions as you want and really bring out that color. And there we go. It looks a little blue to me. Let me show you. I got this one right here. So this one's got some real blues on it. Ugh, let me put this in the kiln so we can talk a little bit. So here's one here that I did in the brush flame, and you can see, hopefully through my lenses, that it's got that right nice blue chromy luster on it. And then this one I did in a reduction flame, and it's more of a silver than it is a blue. So play around with the flames, you guys, and see what you can get as far as reducing goes. Now this is just the bare glass by itself. And I don't know if you could see it, I got a little bit of marbling right there, and I got some greens going on in the little crevices. So even when you work it in a neutral flame, you can get some color reactions out of it. Okay, I'm back to my neutral flame, and I'm just going to put some clear dots of a Fetre clear over this so we can look at the pearlescence. And again, when you're doing encasing, you want to get a blob, let that blob of clear kind of cool off a bit, and then put it down on your bead so you don't burn away the luster. So there's a dot there. I'll just go around the circumference, and we'll go ahead and make a few dots and see what the pearlescence looks like. 1, 2, maybe I can get 4 around the circumference here. 3, just some nice, cool, clear dots. And, you know, try out different clears. Try the Effetre, not the Effetre, this is Effetre Super Clear, but you can certainly try the Double Helix Zephyr and the Double Helix Ether to see if you can change the color of that Pearlescence and what you get. So now I'm just heating up the top nipples of those dots, and I'm going to press them flat, and then we're going to go ahead and kind of melt them in a bit so that we can see the pearly mother of pearl look underneath, and I can already see it. And like I said, this one is a good counterpart to Triton because you do get kind of that cobalty blue, but it's not as dark. It's like a lighter blue. Oh, Dragon Jewels, you're so good at describing color, and I'm so not. Okay, there we go. So I've got my little dots on it. Let me go ahead and melt those down a bit, and we'll take a look at the Pearlescence. And I did do a lot of these on different colors of glass, so I'll share those with you in a minute. But there we go. It's starting to come out, and I'm just going to press that clear down a bit more. And once you get that clear down, it kind of protects the luster underneath, so you can go ahead and heat up your bead. There we go. Okay, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but let me see if I can get a light on it. So there's some of that Pearlescence coming out, and like I said, it's right up there with Triton as far as the blue Pearlescence goes. So there's some there. There's a nice light blue there. They got little X's on them from my press. But yeah, that is a very, very nice Pearlescence. And then of course, if you want, you can always go ahead, get your brush flame back up and give it one more reduction in your flame. And now you've got these mother of pearl dots with a nice silvery Pearlescence. Okay, let's take a look at some of the stuff that I got. This one I did a full-blown round bead on white, and I just reduced it, and then I encased it in a Effetre clear. And you can see the greens and the blues, and some of the Pearlescence I was able to keep after I encased it, and some went away, but I think this is a really pretty bead. Nice greens and blues marbling. Now on this one, this is a base of opal yellow, a Effetre opal yellow, and you can see that cobalt Pearlescence that I got by encasing the Iris Dense Blue with the Effetre clear. And this one, I think I melted it in here. But again, nice blue cobalt mother of pearl kind of look to it. And then on this one was over ivory, and I reduced it a lot, and I melted the dots in a little bit, but it went all the way from that cobalt to kind of this lightish sky blue color. So play around with the number of times that you reduce it, and you should be able to get some nice light blue colors out of it. Let's see. Here's one I did on just plain ivory, light ivory. There's those cobalts again. There's those light blues again. Didn't manage to get too much green. Well, here's one that's got some green in it. This was a full bead of Iris Dense Blue, and then I just put clear dots on it and re-reduced it. So there you go, guys. Not much to say, but I really like this glass. Like I said, it's a good counterpart to Triton or Archie. So Reichenbach, another option for everybody in the silver glass arena. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'll be back soon. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.